In today's Daily Dish, will EA Sports see enough out of NBA Live 15 to keep the franchise alive? The rosters continue to be updated for NBA 2K15. This week's roster is out for Madden NFL 15. The latest Press Row podcast is available now, and a look ahead to this weekend's live Press Row Hangout. What EA Sports would hone in on in evaluating whether to keep the NBA Live series going beyond this year has never really been made clear by the company, and naturally so because talking at all about potential cancellation would damage whatever sales possibilities this year's game had. But will it rest on review scores? Would it need to show growth in sales? How about the community reaction and word of mouth? Or some combination of all those things? If it comes down to reviews, NBA Live 15 has at least improved there, but it may not be enough. I keep going back to this being the game that should have released last year. If this was the product that relaunched the series, consumers would likely be more open to buying it now and future editions. But EA alienated all those who gave them a chance with Live 14, and it damaged their ability to rebuild trust and the brand in general. Metacritic for NBA Live 14 was 43. That's about as bad as things can get in the licensed sports game world. Live 15 right now has a Metacritic of 63, which falls right in that 60 to 65 range I predicted after playing the game for 6 hours through EA Access. That may not be a great score, but jumping 20 points in a year is big. If EA stays committed to the series, this could become an 80-plus game in 2 years. But that's still a long ways away and involves the company sinking more money into a series that has already lost them tens of millions of dollars, and they'll go into the hole further for the foreseeable future. However, the NBA market has expanded because of the competition. Even if EA were to grow to where they capture 20% of the market, they could be profitable. The problem is right now, they're at about 2%. If you combine the two Xbox One reviews with the PS4 reviews, the average score is 62. Again, right in that expected range. Is that good enough for EA? And that consumers are at least finding the game to be decent for them to keep investing in the series? We won't have an answer to that anytime soon. Credit to 2K Sports for addressing one of the long-running issues with the NBA 2K franchise. It looks like their roster update effort for NBA 2K15 is legitimate, as they're now seemingly updating the game every day. They may be minor details, but they're ones that hardcore fans of the game or the NBA in general recognize. Obviously, the need is there to get all the players right, depth charts, rotations, injuries, and all of that, but also in terms of authenticity with regards to accessories and even shoes. That's been the focus early on, as it would be premature to start moving ratings around after just a game or two. So let's hope this continues and 2K shows the necessary dedication to rosters throughout the whole season. This week's roster update for Madden NFL 15 is available now on all systems. While I personally like the weekly update to ratings that Madden offers, although I understand the argument that one game shouldn't push ratings, but rather maybe monthly instead, but they all end up at the same place regardless. Even my preference here is being tested a little bit with this week's update. Huge performances were turned in by a number of players this week, and those single performances have boosted them significantly for Madden. Many of them are names that are already highly rated, but still move up 2 to 3 points off the one game. The other problem is that players just don't drop at the same rate they rise. So by the end of the season, or even now if you examine it, the balance really has shifted. Names in question include Rob Gronkowski, who's up 2 to 98, Justin Houston, who's up 2 to 97, Tom Brady, who's up 2 to 95, Ben Roethlisberger, who goes up 3 to 93, and Jeremy Maclin, also up 3 to 89. Meanwhile, Richard Sherman drops a point to 98. It's unclear why, unless it's because of the Kelvin Benjamin terrific catch while he was blanketed by him and Earl Thomas. Sherman hasn't allowed much of anything this year, so the drop seems a bit random. That leaves Peyton Manning and J.J. Watt as the only 99 overalls. Adrian Peterson drops a point too, and there's a head-scratcher. He's not playing right now, and arguably should have even been removed from the rosters altogether. Check out the complete details on every change made in this Madden roster update at Pastapadre.com. I've dropped a link in the YouTube description, as well as the Daily Dish posting on the site. The latest Press Row podcast went out today. It includes 2 segments, the first of which is an interview between host Rich Grisham and 2 NBA Live producers about this year's game and their hopes on where the series could go in the future. After that, the full panel returns for a discussion on what appears to be the distressing end of online leagues as a priority feature in sports games. Madden is really the only series now that offers a deep and fully functional option with its connected franchise. Instead, developers are shifting resources elsewhere, and that's to revenue-driven modes. Check it out on Pastapadre.com or subscribe on iTunes or the Stitcher app for Android. On Saturday night, join us for a live Press Row Hangout. Discussion will be heavy on the PS4 system update, and in particular SharePlay, which has proven to be a remarkable feature. We'll also go into other topics like NBA Live 15 and take on a number of viewer questions. The link for the Hangout can be found in the YouTube description and Daily Dish posting on the site. For those who can't make it for the live broadcast, it'll be archived and available to watch through my YouTube page and then posted to Pastapadre.com also on Monday. That does it for the 8th week now of the Daily Dish. Thanks for all the great feedback on the show. I'm really happy that so many are enjoying what it offers, and I do appreciate those who reached out to tell me personally. I've got even more ideas to spice it up in the future. Make sure to visit Pastapadre.com every day for all the latest sports gaming news and analysis. Follow me on Twitter @Pastapadre and subscribe on YouTube. I'll be back Monday with the next Daily Dish.